Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to show you guys how I normally do my brows on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing that I always do is I take the spoolie that is on the end of my brow pencil and I brush all of my brow hairs up so that they look a little bit more tame. Then I take my tweezers and I just tweeze any stray hairs that I see. Remember that the key to having good brows is to not over tweeze. So the next step is to get a brow pencil that is one shade darker than your natural brow hairs or one shade lighter than your hair color. So my hair color is color treated with brown with a red undertone, so I'm using the NYX MicroBrow pencil in Brunette. It is a brown pencil with a red undertone and it's one shade lighter than my color treated hair. So I'm starting out by using feather-like strokes and I'm drawing a line underneath my brow very lightly, and then I'm also doing that to the tail of my brow just to correct it and fill in any sparse areas in my tail because I do have hairs missing towards the tail of my brow. And I want to make sure that I'm using that spoolie just to blend the product out and into the hair so that it doesn't look too harsh and it looks more natural. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to start filling it in, and I'm still using very light strokes. And you want to make sure that the closer to the front of your brows that you get, you want to lighten up your pressure. So right here I'm using the least amount of pressure, whereas towards the end of my brow, towards the tail, I'm using a little bit more pressure. That'll just give it more of that natural ombre look and it won't make it look very fake. So again, you want to make sure that you're using very light strokes. The further back on the pencil that you hold, the easier it is to use light pressure. So you want to start by underlining your brow and then also lining the top of your brow towards the tail and then filling it in, starting at the tail and working your way towards the front. And make sure that you're using the spoolie to blend everything out so that it looks even and symmetrical. So next I'm just going to clean up underneath my brow using some concealer on an angled brush, and I'm just drawing a line directly underneath my brow, and I'm using that same brush just to blend it down so that there's no harsh lines. I also go in with my finger to blend it out even further. On days when I want a more natural look, I definitely do skip this step because using this technique definitely gives more of a sharp brow appearance. I also took the concealer and I cleaned up at the end on the top of my brow. When you're doing this technique, make sure that when you're underneath your brow, you're blending downward, and when you're cleaning up the top of your brow, that you're blending upward. Don't be afraid to get in there with your fingers or a beauty blender. That definitely does help to blend the concealer out even better than the brush. So next I just highlight underneath my brow on my brow bone, and I'm using this matte bone shade. And the reason that I'm using a matte color is because shimmery shades actually make that area pop out even more. So with me, I have more of a protruding brow bone, so I like to use the matte shade so that it doesn't pop out even further. It just kind of highlights and brightens that area. Then I'm going in with a couple of brow gels, and I use a tinted brow gel first. This one is by L'Oreal, I believe. I'll have everything listed down below. And it's just in a dark brown shade just to darken my brows even further. And then I go in with a clear brow gel. The one that I use is absolutely amazing. It's like super glue for your brows. They stay in place all day. I even wore this at one point all day and night when I went out with my friends, and it stayed in place for a full 24 hours. And that is the completed look. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below with a recommendation for a future video. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next video.
'Cause I can fly.